So new day ahead of us, and market has moved higher from the PM session. Or like yesterday, I took longs here, took some profits out. Market then liquidated. I took a break even with the rest of the position. Then we moved higher in the range, and then now we kind of dropped back into the bullish range that we created last night or evening. And now we got equal highs above here. This is for me, we are trading in new opening gap. This looking like a possible long higher. So we are now at the possible reversal point for me. So we'll see how that works out. I'll remove most of the stuff in here, and I'll mark out all of my most important price points, this being the external buy side target for us today. So I go for the 8:30 open, which is this bearish doji candle right there. Then midnight open, and then we will see how the opening range gap is about to be formed. This forms here, midnight open, and 16. There you go. So the opening range gap doesn't actually look very large. If price keeps gyrating in this region, and then at the 9:30 open we are somewhere around here, the open range gap could be very small. So we can do this, and yeah, waiting for the 9:30 open. But we could even go long immediately now because market is looking bullish, and this is possible reversal point, in my opinion. Like 828, that's 833, 39, sorry, 828, 839. We create lower low here. Here we created higher high. So this is bullish SMT. This could be another day where pre-market longs are just going to absolutely slap. If I wanted to still enter, I would do entry at the new wick opening gap and try to catch an entry there. But most likely I won't take a trade quite yet because of the bearish range here. That can be a little bit problematic still. So I'm not going to lie, the idea of longs looks fairly good, but I will probably wait for the 9:30 open. I don't know actually. I'm just going to open my trading platform quickly. So yeah, the idea looks good, but if you're actually thinking about it, we got bearish range, we kind of break inside the range, the structure here, but we are still in this overall bearish range. We got some 15 minutes, 5 minutes fair value gap bearish. So I don't really want to take this as of now. And let's say 9:30 open just smacks higher, never really comes lower. Because obviously I want to go long, but if we don't get retracement properly at the open, there's no long obviously. So if market kind of leaves without giving any longs, then I can wait for the closer to the lunch hour, maybe 11 to 12 a.m. We can then see some type of retracement to liquidity here, and then after buy side liquidity being swept here, we could try to see some type of shorts. But right now, longs are the bias for me. I'm not interested in shorts whatsoever. So currently we are having a little bit of a drop. Good thing that I didn't take the trade. We are putting on SMT with this low right now. As you can see, we took the low on ES here. So we'll see what happens in 40 seconds. Market opens in that time. I'm gonna check Forex Factory real quick. FOMC meeting minutes 9 p.m. 9 p.m. my time. Which that is 2 p.m. 2 p.m. New York time. Which could mean that there is going to be bad price action. But I'll just stay positive, and if you can kind of identify something seemingly profitable, I'm going to take that. But currently, even though we put on SMT here, you can't really assume bullishness, and it still, because that SMT doesn't need to hold. We are in bearish fair value gap. It's chopping a lot in this region, so it could easily drop below. And now that 9:30 has happened, actually I need to look for a open range gap, so it's this here. There you go. That's your open range gap for the price 9:30 open here. So preferably 9:30. Now that it has happened, I would want this loss to get swept, and then we can see a shift higher. So that's the thing that I would want to see right now. Let's see what ES as well. I don't actually have my annotations on ES, so I'll have to do that real quick. 9:30. 8:30 here. Of course, the midnight. Here. And then we go for the open range. Actually, with ES, the open range gap is a little bit larger one. With larger opening range gap, when price is opening lower, that could either mean that we're going to dump even quicker, maybe like after like a slide, mitigation is that. But when my high time frame bias is bullish, to my experience, when you gap lower, there's even higher likelihood of price just filling the gap, obviously. But that can be a good thing when we get lower opening range gap and then price trades lower immediately. That could be like a very good thing, because price likes to fill these gaps anyways. So let's say it drops like this, even if you are incorrect with your bias, price could still want to fill that gap and then continue lower. You take a long, let's say here, and you are well in profits after a trade, even though you are not like totally correct with your bias, I guess. But I like to see also now. Quick look at the daily, weekly. So it's kind of like a wiki thing here. So yes, looks like it could go back for the lows here, but we do have like equal highs here, so eventually the highs are going to get targeted anyways. Okay, NQ takes the low. That's good for possible longs. Now, I'm kind of fixated on the longs and the idea of getting long. I want to kind of think of also the fact that maybe price is going to go for the lows here. Like, could that be the case? I don't know. Would I feel comfortable taking shorts? I mean, 9:30 open moves initially lower. Definitely, I wouldn't be comfortable necessarily with the shorts. So I would just say, if price ends up dumping and doesn't really wanna give anything like sensible, I'm not going to get in the shorts. Let's say we just dump the whole day. After sweeping sell side, we can catch like reversal move in the lunch hour or such. But I think we will have some type of chances to take decent trades today. There just might be the case that you have to wait for a longer time or not. Maybe not, because see what's happening here. Wait, that's 9:32. So that's an SMT as well. But what's happening in here is that now we are about to shift in structure, and that's actually a trade for me. So I'll have to be real quick with this. So this is now moving quick. How the trade would look is something like this. I don't want it to leave without me. It's kind of going quickly right now, which I don't really enjoy. I'm not going to enter that far up. I'm in with one half of my usual risk. Kind of same as yesterday. So yesterday I did the same thing here, but I just wanted to get in with some type of position. I've had these days when price likes to move aggressively to some direction and then we would just miss the move. So now I'm in this trade. If we come back lower, specifically fill this fair value gap, I'm taking the other 50% of my usual position size in. We can remove this new opening gap. I know that we are trading in that region. New 1 minute candle opens. I'll add to my position. If we push lower, that's not quite good enough. Yeah, that's if it now leaves, I will be kind of frustrated because I could have taken the entry at the fair value gap. It technically did come low, or swept the low here and mitigated into that fair value gap, but I just didn't want to take that so quick, I guess. But this is breaker. So just give me like a nice tap into the breaker and we are all set. Okay, we get that. So the average entry for me is like this. And I know this is quite soon at the market open, but in my opinion, this is like this is exactly what I wanted to see. So I'm not going to panic or do anything specifically. I'm just letting the trade play out and you know so aggressively at the market open. Price could just dump back lower and do a little bit of gyrating, especially FOMC coming. That's totally fine for me. I'm willing to take the loss here, which is not looking too nice right now. And we have actually put on like a not very nice looking SMT at the highs here. So we are now having bullish and bearish SMT. I mean, this is not really the SMT. I don't think so. SMT looks like this. But yeah, right now the push lower isn't really very nice looking. Yeah, this is going to stop me out, which is fine, I guess. My stop is actually here, so I'm kind of thinking of giving a little bit more room for my stop loss. Okay, I'm giving my stop loss a little bit more room because you know I kind of understand that today could be a little bit more choppy, and I've had these days when market might be a little bit more like gyrating, and then I'm technically correct with the directional bias, but then market does something exactly like this, and maybe I have my stop like here, and then what market likes to do is maybe like it doesn't really take the the external low here, but it kind of just comes very close and then leaves. And I've had those days when market kind of just takes me out and then rips higher. So I don't want to be part of something like that. So I'm just willing to give a little bit breathing room for my stop loss. That's pretty much the case here. So that retracement is kind of disgusting and doesn't look good, but I don't know. I don't really care too much. But yeah, the 50-minute doesn't look very good right now. The 3-minute, yeah. Oops. So yeah, market took me out. I'm still 50% of the position in, so now it's retracing higher a little bit, so maybe I should close the rest of the position. Okay, that's what I did here. So I had like partial close at here and then the full close at here. So market took 50% of my position off here, then the rest of the position off here. So 50% of that, my stop loss was it somewhere here. So that's fine for me. Now, maybe my directional bias is wrong. We put on like a large wick, we could easily just come back lower. So I'll kind of see if we can. Well, in this case, we have a large parallel gap here. So what I would want to see is this parallel gap getting inversed. So I'll at least wait for a while. Maybe I will even refrain from taking any trades for the rest of the day. Maybe in PM session I will look for something because of the FOMC. But who knows? even if it runs now higher, I don't really like the trade anymore. Like this type of retracement should never happen if you're correct with your trade. So if it now runs higher, I don't want to be part of the trade anyways. Like I'm fine because of that, especially. I don't know why my OBS comes here. I've hit on my second screen. But anyhow, I'll come back if I get some new ideas.